Hello everybody, this is Derek A. Smith, aka Dr. Negotiator, bringing you over 20 years of negotiations experience, training, and education. In this one, I'm talking about 6 steps to negotiating success. What is negotiating? Negotiating is the art of reaching an agreement by resolving differences through creativity. You use whatever it takes from your training, from your mind, from your experience to try to get everything you want and try to get that contract signed. So let's talk about the 6 steps to negotiating success, which is the topic for this particular training. Almost half of all professionals in the world feel uncomfortable when it's time to try to negotiate. You're probably one of them, so don't beat yourself up about it. All of us have been there, and all of us have been through the trials and tribulations of trying to figure out how to negotiate successfully. A lot of people think they know how to negotiate, and they do to a limited point, but you just don't know what you don't know. So it's up to you to try to learn more and more about negotiating. Negotiating success is going to make you successful in all stages of your life, all walks of life, and at many, many different things, be it personal, be it business, whatever it may be. So it behooves you to try to learn some negotiating techniques. So instead, try these tried and true tactics to help hone your negotiating skills that you find in this particular training session. Step number 1, use your network. LinkedIn did a survey on networking, and LinkedIn survey found that there is a correlation between people who use the network regularly and those who are more comfortable networking. Not surprisingly, tapping into connections, whether online or off, can help in negotiating. Your network can be a direct line of insight into your counterpart's brain. You want to find out by looking at these person's sites and talking to other people and networking, do they like to be challenged? If they like to be challenged, that might be a challenge for you or something you at least need to be aware of and ready for when you're doing your negotiations. Do they respond best to niceties? Do you need to be nice to that person? Do you need to tiptoe around them? Or are they more aggressive, more directed to the point, and you can plan your negotiations that way? Failing to ask for guidance could leave you in the dark. And when you go into negotiations, trust me, you don't really want to be in the dark. Even if it's real estate and you can't find anything about the person you're buying from, you still can find out everything you can about the neighborhood, about what's happening to property values in that area, about how things are selling on the comps. And it's still going to give you information that you need to step successfully into your negotiating session. Go big. People often set low expectations for themselves when they enter a negotiation. Now, a lot of people will not ask for enough, and Americans especially, we like to start our negotiations already asking for exactly what it is we want. And guess what's going to happen? We're going to be negotiated down from that. So you need to ask for more. Just like in real estate, when people make lowball offers, they know those are not going to be accepted. But what they want to do is start a conversation, and then we can get to the point where we want to be. Same thing if you're selling a house and you're a wholesaler. You start with something high because you know that your buyer is going to negotiate you down. Now, women especially, sorry ladies, I know you're going to be upset about this, but surveys show it. Women especially tend to undervalue themselves at every turn, be it pay, be it a lot of different things, but especially in negotiations. You should always start with an ambitious outcome that would delight and thrill you, not just simply satisfy you. Ask for more so you can get what you want. Step 3 is close the gap. Just as you shouldn't estimate your value, avoid overestimating the other party's power. This person may not even have the power to close the deal or to make concessions that you're looking for. And they're definitely in the same boat as you are. They want something as well. They either want to sell something or they want to buy something. So they don't have this great power over you. So don't estimate the power that you have. This is especially important when you consider negotiating a means of finding a mutual beneficial solution for both of you. As I said, you're both looking for something. Now you just have to meet somewhere in the middle. Okay? Instead, you need to see the other person as an equal or a peer to you. This can make all the difference in the world for you to get the outcomes you want from your negotiation. Next is no, not yet. What I mean by this is no actually equals not yet. One big mistake people make is to assume that when someone says no, the matter is closed for discussion. I caution you, timing is everything. Try asking a second time under different circumstances. Take your terms and package them differently. Whatever you're asking for, ask for it in a different way. If you never hear no, you're probably not asking for enough stuff. You know, when you go into the negotiation, you want to hear those no's. You have to be thick-skinned and used to taking no's, because that means you're asking for the right things. You now just have to trim it down to get what it is you really want. A no is just really the first steps to getting a yes. Step 4. Actually, this is step 5, but no precedent. It's okay to ask for an exception to a rule, so don't worry if what you're asking for has never been granted. Just because somebody else hasn't asked for it doesn't mean that it can't be asked for and that you can't get it. Who cares that no one else has asked for this type of concession? Be the first one to ask for it and develop a plan to best execute how you're going to get it. You just might set your own precedent in the process, and you just might get everything that you asked for. Next step is put it in writing. Negotiators can gain an advantage by drafting a battle plan before entering negotiations, and be sure to put it in writing. You should already have a sketch or battle plan as to what you want to ask for, what you're willing to concede, what it is that you want them to concede to, and various things. But by illuminating or making it clear the key details of your proposal, you make it so much easier for them to say yes to you. And also, it's very important because you don't want to leave anything out that you meant to get. In the heat of a negotiation, in the heat of battle, you know, a lot of things can happen and you could possibly forget what it is you want. So you want to make sure that you have those things written down. Don't give in. While in negotiations, try drawing out the conversation rather than ending it short, or worse, surrendering with an okay. You don't want to surrender with an okay. You want them to surrender with that okay. You want to get what you want and still have that win-win situation. So try this. Experiment with being silent for a few seconds to level the power dynamic in the room, or ask questions to open dialogue and extend the conversation. One of the things I talk about in some of my other training is that you want to be like Columbo, if you remember the old television show. You know, he was a lieutenant in the police force. He was very, very smart, but he also always came off as not knowing. So always ask another question, you know. Keep questions going so you can find out what the person's why is and what they will take and what they will concede to. So I'm going to tell you, silence is a very, very powerful tool. We use it in investigations and we use it in negotiations. Give it a try. And that's it for this week. Actually, it was 7 steps to negotiating success, so please forgive me. But my name is Derek Smith, again, aka Dr. Wholesaler, and hopefully you can take a few tidbits from this week's training. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later.